My art really is a cross between, your Saturday morning cartoons with a little bit of, your spaghetti westerns tossed in with some 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and you kind of get where my work comes from. The underlying theme through most of the work is skeletons. It's in every piece. Even if there's not a piece, it's an octopus, there's a skeleton somewhere inside there. It's kind of what we do. It's what I've been drawn to draw.
David Lozeau might draw skulls and bones, but his work is neither frightening nor morbid.
Day of the Dead is really where most of it starts. It's a Mexican celebration honoring the relatives of the past, and they do it by celebrating the happier things in life, really celebrating who they were rather than celebrating the fact that they're gone.
He's spent the last 15 years putting a happy spin on death, and it's proved to be a successful formula. His art can turn an old surfboard into a $5,000 masterpiece, or a street stock motorcycle into a $100,000 show bike.
I love to find old frames from estate sales and yard sales and such, and I found this old Mexican tin frame, and I'm painting on clayboard inside there. I start with an acrylic base in the back. I have some 24 karat gold leaf on top of that, and now I'm applying some gouache to the skeleton. The final step after the gouache will be the enamel, the pinstripers paint that I use. It really carves out the detail and the line work. It really brings everything to life and kind of matches all the different layers that we've put down so far.
David grew up on the East Coast. He went to arts college, and he worked as a graphic designer for 7 years. Then one day, a cold nor'easter swept through New England, and everything changed.
Typical New Hampshire winter, there's 12 inches of snow outside, you're trapped inside, nothing else to do, you're locked in. I was moving things around the apartment, trying to find something to do to keep busy, and I stumbled across my painting stuff from college. I didn't take many painting classes in college, having a graphic design degree, but decided to play with it some more and kind of just kill some time.
That first painting wasn't exactly a masterpiece.
I'm sad to say that was a still life of a banana and a couple apples.
But that simple arrangement of fruit stirred something inside him.
As I was using the paints, I realized this is what I really love to do.
He followed that love and his girlfriend to Southern California. It got him away from the snow and landed him in the world of lowbrow art.
You have to know that's where it came from. When I came out here and I was exposed to the hot rods and the tikis and seeing the scene and the old pinstripers and sign painters, I was just really inspired. I realized that all the magazines I'd been reading and all the books as a kid and the artwork I enjoyed was all from the same 200-mile area of Southern California.
Immersed in the SoCal culture, it didn't take long for David to go from reading those magazines to being featured in them.
I think that the first full magazine feature we had in Garage Magazine was really the beginning that this could go somewhere. We had a collector call up and go page by page over the phone and order everything he could see. And at that time it was like, okay, this is more than just a hobby now. This isn't a side, this isn't a side project. This could really be what we do.
His fun-loving, happy-go-lucky style is a hit with collectors. But the mainstream art world continues to turn their back on him.
We're still constantly faced with being rejected from traditional art shows. We have shows, some Santa Barbara Art Festival years ago when I applied for their Artists Association, and I remember dropping the artwork off and all the blue hairs with their crazy looks at my work. I go back to pick it up and it's all turned facing the wall, with the images facing the wall. And they're like, sorry you didn't get in, we just didn't know what to do with you. I don't know how you could say it's not art. I mean, it's handmade, it's crafted images from my head, it's expressing myself, my beliefs, sharing, objects and just sharing a narrative that I want to, storytelling really, and that's where fine art's always been about, is storytelling. Whether it be Rembrandt or traditional paintings, there's always some kind of underlying message. And even with, skeletons doing funny things and objects, there's still underlying messages about, happiness in life and death. And I think that's what makes art art.
Denied placement in lucrative galleries, he takes his work to the streets, setting up shop at festivals and fairs across the country.
But it's a hustle. We're on the road, 35, 40 shows a year. I do freelance work, custom logo design, soft good design, everything from book covers, album covers, all these things you have to do as a functioning artist. You have to have a lot of coals in the fire.
David calls his work outsider art because it doesn't appear in traditional galleries. But pitching art to regular people exposes him to a lot of uninformed criticism.
There's things people say when they see my work that are kind of, I just laugh now because I've heard him so much. Oh, look, it's Tim Burton. I love his work. It's always been an influence. He doesn't corner the market on skeletons that are skinny. And that's kind of the reaction to people who haven't seen the art before or anything like it. It's the only thing they have in their frame of reference is Pirates of the Caribbean because it's skeletons. Or it's, oh, look, it's Grateful Dead. I get a lot of that kind of thing too, because that's where their reference point is for art of this type.
For David, it's a case of his own life imitating his art. Just like the skeletons he paints, every day brings a smile.
I paint skulls. I can't take myself that seriously. I love painting. I love being out there painting. And I'm not in a cube. I mean, to me, any day painting and doing this art hustle is better than being told by someone else what you should do. And it's taken a long time to get to that point, but I've realized how happy I am now with it.